Hello, Franklin sports fans. Welcome to Veterans Memorial Stadium up in Lawrence, Mass, where we were about to witness the first game of the regular season for the 2024-2025 sports season. Franklin Panthers versus the Lawrence Lancers. I am joined by my cohort, Jay Horrigan. Jay, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing Chris well, thank you. It may be a long year. I'm doing well, thank you, Chris. I'm
Certainly
looking
been a long summer, I think.
Yeah, it has. Looking forward to this game as a helicopter circles up above. I hope they're not looking at me.
Maybe it's a corporate news station trying to get a shot of the game from up above.
Maybe they're doing the coin toss now, but it sounds like they may be. Well, now they turned the speakers off. It sounded like we might have had the beginnings of the national anthem, but so it looked like Franklin won the toss and deferred. So we're excited to bring you this game. We're going to have the national anthem in a moment, and then we'll get to the game. Coach Todd Kiley's first game as the new head coach of the Franklin Panthers. As many of you probably know, and for those that don't, Coach Ian Bain moved on at the end of last season down to Bridgewater Raynham. And Coach Todd Kiley moved over to Franklin from Holliston High School. He had been at Holliston for 21 years. Had a lot of success there. A couple of Super Bowl championships. A very, very good coach.
Was it Holliston or Hopkinton?
Holliston. He was at Holliston. So we'll see if Coach Kiley can bring some of that magic here to Franklin High School and the Panthers as we get ready for the national anthem.
So that was the national anthem by the Lawrence High School pep band. You viewers at home might not have been able to hear too much of it, considering that we're on the opposite side of the field from them, but very good performance from them nonetheless.
In the future, Chris, if that's the case and the band's the opposite side and you want me to sing, just let me know.
Hey, no one was stopping you from doing it that time.
Except all the people disconnecting at home.
Maybe not necessarily disconnecting so much as muting.
Yeah, maybe. You're right. Yeah.
And with this being the start of the regular season for Franklin sports, Franklin has a little bit of a dual action going on here. This game obviously being a road game in Lawrence, and the Franklin High boys soccer team is actually playing at home tonight. So both of these teams getting their seasons underway.
So kicking off will be sophomore Owen Essam, number 29 for the Panthers, from the far hash mark. And here we go. Another season, yeah.
Yep.
Another season for the Franklin Panthers as that ball's returned out to, it looks like about the 38-yard line. The Raiders of Central Catholic will take over first and 10. And will initially get to look out here and get a look of the Panther defense. Julian Rampino, number 8, anchoring the middle there as one of the captains for the Panthers. So Central will start off in a shotgun formation, one back to the left. And that's going to be a little screen, and that's going to be close to a first down. Looks like it is.
That looks like it's very close to the 48-yard line, if not 47.
Yeah, maybe they're going to put him a yard short. So to bring up second and 10, nice throw there by Jefferson Morales, number 3. I'm sorry, he's the running back. Caden Smith, a sophomore quarterback, hands off to the Morales. Yeah.
Franklin's going to get the quick touch right there, so.
See what they stopped him just short, so that'll leave about a half a yard for the Raiders' first down as we're in the first minute of play on the 2024 high school season. And this, obviously being on a Thursday night, Chris, is one of the opening games in the state. So nice little showcase for the Panthers.
It is a touch. I must say, it is a touch disorienting having a football game happening on a Thursday, but things could be weirder.
Yeah,
so.
Connor Grella with the reception. He picks up about 15 yards. First down for Central Catholic, who's always one of the perennial powers in the state of Massachusetts. Good use of the word perennial by me. Thank you. They're running option there, and
perennial's a big word for you.
Thank you. Smith kept it. Franklin's indicating there was a fumble, and I think the official is saying it's second down. Central retained the ball.
Yeah.
So pickup of 2, second and 8. Check that, make that pickup of 3, second and 7. Smith looks to pass. Ooh. That's picked off.
Wow.
Great job there. Trying to see, that was number 5 for the Panthers, Alex Weber, the junior, with the interception and first turnover of the season for the Franklin Panthers. So Franklin will start at first and 10 from their own 37-yard line and try to move with some of this momentum that they gained with the interception.
One thing that I'm very glad about tonight, Jay, is that even with this being an evening game, as all football games generally are, it's not too cold out here in Lawrence. So
no, even with that sun going down, I thought it might get. It's so far it's good. Will Terrell fakes the handoff, ends up getting brought down for a 3-yard loss. It'll bring up second and 13 from their own 34. Little inside handoff that Terrell fake kept himself, ran to the right, and was immediately gobbled up there by Brian Waller Ritano.
How about I take care of the Franklin names?
I looked down at my sheet, Chris, when I saw 79 made the tackle, and I'm like, of course. Pass there. Complete to Weber.
Taken down at roughly the 38, 39-yard line.
41.
Oh, yep.
41. So Terrell's first completion of the day goes to Weber, and that's a pickup of 25 yards. How'd you like that math on the fly, huh? Pretty impressive.
Better than me, I'll tell you that much.
So it'll be 1st and 10 Franklin in the Central Catholic end of the field as they are signaling in plays. Coach Todd Kiley singling them in. And now we have Joseph Bianchetto in at quarterback for the Panthers. Coach Kiley did tell me that Terrell and Bianchetto would split time. Well, we got a whistle. And that's going to be a false start against the Panthers. So that'll move them back 5, make it 1st and 15.
Yikes.
I didn't see who moved. So 1st and 15. Bianchetto goes into the huddle, calls the play. He comes out. And it looks like Andrew Froello is on his left, lined up as a lone back. That's going to be a false start on the far side. One of the receivers, one of the slot receivers moved about a half a beat early, so we're going to go back another 5, make it 1st and 20. Having a little experience with Coach Kiley, having reffed a numerous amounts of his games while he was at Holliston, those 2 mistakes right there will eat away at him. When he was at Holliston, they did a combination of a lot of running, but when they needed to, they closed things up and just pounded the ball home. Expect him to do something similar here at Franklin, especially with a younger team. Snap handoff there. Oh, and a nice hit in the far side. That was Frollo with the ball, and I think he was tackled there by number 56, Emmanuel Lizardo.
So far, so good, Jay.
We'll see. It's been a while. So 2nd and maybe 19 here. Maybe they picked up a yard there, if that. Bianchetto in the shotgun gets the ball. He's going to look to pass, looks downfield,
Ooh, and
that gets nearly intercepted by number 35, Dylan Doucette, a junior for the Raiders. Not sure if Bianchetto thought he had put enough air to get over him or just didn't see him. So that'll make it 3rd and about 19 or 20.
Or 20. I love how we defined it right there, Jay.
Yeah, that's my advanced mathematics. Frollo lines up to the left of Bianchetto. And Bianchetto back to pass. He gets that off. That's picked off. And that's picked off again. The individual who almost picked off the last pass picked off that one, number 35. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yes, 35.
So they have two 35s, Chris. It's either Dylan Doucette or Denzel Dunn. Both the same year. Interesting. By rule, you cannot have two people with the same number on the field at the same time, but they can play if they don't have the same number, aren't on the field at the same time. So Smith will line up in the shotgun here as Central Catholic takes over. Just under 6 minutes left. Handoff to the right side. Nice tackle on the far side. Nice little scamper by Caden Chase.
That was number 22 for Lawrence.
Yeah, to pick up about 6 yards there. Make it 2nd and 4 for the Panthers. Or, I'm sorry, for the Raiders.
Lancers.
Whatever. For Central Catholic.
Well, I mean, the proof is
no, they're the Raiders. We're at the Lawrence High School, not the Central Catholic field. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, I'm getting everything confused here.
Caden Chase again on the run. It looks like that'll be enough for a first down. Yeah, so we're at, if you've ever been on 495, you've seen this stadium from 495. It's the Lawrence High School Stadium. Merrimack used to play football here before they built their own stadium. Merrimack College is right up the road where I actually was accepted. It's a much better school now than when I was there. Under 5 minutes left. 1st and 10 from, it looks like the 16. Quick pass outside. That is going to be ruled a fumble because it was a backwards pass. So it was a fumble, but immediately covered up there by number 4, Connor Grella for the Raiders. But that'll bring up a loss of what looks like about 7, maybe 10 yards there. So let's say 2nd and 20-ish. One receiver split to our side, 2 to the far side. Smith back to pass. That throw is low. Is it caught, Chris? Yeah, it is.
It was really low, but it was caught.
Okay. So that'll move them up a little bit, but it'll still bring 3rd and 15, 18 yards right here.
And with 3 minutes and 38 seconds left to go in the first quarter, game is still 0-0.
3 receivers near side, 2 to the far side. Smith all alone in the backfield. Gets the pass, takes a couple of steps, then dives under a Franklin player and scampers 23 yards for a touchdown. And that will put Central Catholic up on the board first with a 6-0 lead. It looked like there, Chris, that maybe a couple of the defensive, either linebackers or backs, were so busy covering they didn't account for the fact that Smith may just take off and run there.
Yeah, I mean,
because he got in untouched. It looked like.
Yeah, pretty much. He didn't have to worry about a thing as he went into his end zone.
Whistle there. Oh, they're exchanging footballs. They're kicking ball. It's amazing how specialized high school has become. The ball's down, kick is up. That looks like it's straight through the middle. That was number 88, Riley Faulkner, who kicked that extra point. So as we come up the field with 3:18 left in the opening quarter, it's the Central Catholic Raiders 7 and the Franklin Panthers nothing. This will be Franklin's second possession coming up. And defensively, they've done a good job except for like 2 plays.
Yeah.
They had that one long play that started that series off, and then obviously the touchdown. But other than that, they played very well, and I think they're going to be strong on defense this year, and offense is where they'll have to spend a little more time as the team kind of grows and develops under a new system. We do want to wish Coach Bain and a lot of the staff who are Franklin people or former Franklin coaches that are down at BR, wish them the best of luck. They kick off tomorrow night. I forget who they're playing, but we're also, we had been very lucky to have such a great coach and great person in Ian Bain to follow a great coach and person in Brad Sidwell. So Coach Kiley having big shoes to fill. Drew O'Keefe to kick off for the Raiders. And he kind of pooches it. That's going to get on the ground, gets picked up on the first bounce.
And Franklin's going to be taken down.
Taken down. Inside their 20.
I think there's there is a flag on the play though.
I'm wondering if it was the face mask or a horse collar. Yeah, face mask and the 15-yard variety against Central Catholic. So that'll bring the ball out to about the 33 or the 34, depending on where they mark it from. Looks like the 33. So Franklin kind of helped there by the penalty, the face mask. And there are in high school, there are the 5-yard version and the 15-yard version. That was the 15-yarder, obviously.
So Franklin with their second possession here.
So this time Franklin in a real tight offense, and that was a pitch to Jake Papalardo.
Papalardo, good job.
Thank you. I'm going to a wedding this weekend on my wife's side of the family, so there'll be a lot of names like Papalardo that I'll need to know. So in a quarterback right now, I'm sorry. Yeah, Terrell is in at quarterback right now. That was not Papalardo who ran the ball. It was John Duffy. If it was Papalardo, that would signify the other team had the ball. So pick up there of a couple of yards that'll bring up 3rd and short, maybe 2.5. That run was number 9, Cole Sidwell. It is funny if you've been around for a while to watch and you followed Franklin High School football for any length of time, to see Cole Sidwell out there and you remember him as like a 4 or 5-year-old running around the field when his dad was in Franklin coaching.
Very vaguely, but yeah.
Yeah. Again, that goes to Sidwell, and then he hands it off on a reverse to Frollo. Frollo gets the corner. He's inside, deep inside.
Yeah, he brings it out to
33, 34-yard line.
I think so, yeah.
Nice play. So you saw it the last series of downs. Franklin was in that real tight offensive set. They've got wings on each end of the line. Oh, there was a penalty there.
Phooey.
So that'll bring it back.
That's a shame because that was a good run. Phooey's a technical term.
I'm going to it is a technical term. I am going to guess that was for a hold. It was a 10-yard penalty. So to make it 3rd and 5. And it looks like a punting team is going to go out, but I'm not sure. This may be the passing offense. Bianchetto is back in. And much wider splits on the linemen. Kids are much more spread out. So passing down for the Panthers. Bianchetto completes the pass. Then it gets fumbled.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, that's
a fumble, and then
Central
picks it up right away.
Central recovery. The pass was complete.
It was.
To Frollo, and then Frollo got kind of hit from behind with a helmet, and it knocked the ball loose, and Central recovers at the Franklin 43. It'll make it 1st and 10 as we are at the 42nd mark left in the first quarter. A quarter that's gone by fairly quickly, Chris.
Yeah. Not too many holdups, although now that I've said that, I've kind of jinxed it, haven't I?
Yeah. Well, I said something to that. I'll take the heat on that.
So Central Catholic will have the ball on the 43-yard line.
Yeah, 1st and 10.
I'm glad that my perception is accurate to what's happening on the scoreboard.
Smith in the shotgun. Fakes the hands off, keeps it.
Ooh.
And again, has a nice run, gets about 5 yards, and then he started sliding. Well, maybe 7 yards. It'll be 2nd and a short 3. Central could let the clock run out and finish this first quarter without running another play, which is probably what they'll do. As the quarterback's over on the sideline still talking to the coach.
Yeah, so the final seconds of this quarter winding down.
Head coach is John Sexton for Central Catholic. That'll end the first quarter. So at the end of one, our score is Central Catholic 7, Franklin 0. Franklin has had some decent plays offensively and then just a couple of turnovers.
Yeah, a little bit of bad luck as far as those turnovers are concerned, but nonetheless, they are trying to get some good results out of their gameplay so far.
And remember, folks, that it's the first year of a new system.
First game of our first year. And it's a nice, colorful sunset up here in Lawrence.
And for spending 4 years up here, I could say that's not always the case. If you are up in the Andover, North Andover area, I have to recommend going to Patrick's and getting yourself a Harrison old school roast beef sandwich. I get one every time I'm up here, and it never disappoints. As a matter of fact, cameraman Chris called me wondering where I was, and I was about a mile from getting my roast beef sandwich.
Not sure if that was a story that
that was not the story I told you. The initial story was, I'm right around the corner. I didn't tell you I was heading in the opposite direction.
I also doubt that that's the story that the viewers at home want to listen to.
Why not?
As we get ready for the first play of the second quarter here.
Smith in the shotgun. Hands that off inside. Nice run by Morales. Morales picks up about 13 yards, enough for a first down right at the 25-yard line. That was the first play of the second quarter.
I had my ears off for a second, Jay.
Chris, I would think this stadium for like a high school Thanksgiving game, if it's crowded, would be a lot of fun.
That would be bonkers.
Yeah. Quarterback keeps it there, and he's going to get to the end zone.
Off. Wow.
25-yard run, virtually untouched on that play to make the score 13-0. So the second play of the quarter, we've only run off 36 seconds in the second quarter, but that's enough time for the Raiders to get across the end line and score their second touchdown. Smith, his second running touchdown of the game. They'll now attempt the extra point. O'Keefe on to kick it, right-footed kicker, and that kick is up and good. So as we come up the field, the score now is Central Catholic 14, Franklin 0. We'll see what the Panthers can try to do on offense here to change their luck. The last two possessions ending in turnovers. But again, remember, this is a whole new system for the Panthers, the players, and Coach Kiley working obviously with different personnel than he had been used to in Holliston. So there's going to be some tweaks as the game goes along, as the season goes along. It sounds like the guy turned the volume down on the speakers, so I can barely hear him now. I could hear him before. So Keefe will kick it off. Kick from his own 40-yard line. Two guys back deep at the 10. Keefe gets nice air on that. He's going to...
Yeah, this one goes deep.
Yeah, down to the 5 is where Frollo ended up picking up. He got out to the 20. Little extracurricular pushing and shoving there.
I was going to say a little bit of light horseplay going on.
Yeah, welcome to the 2024 football season. It's interesting. Some of the rules that you'll see emphasized this year, one of them is sportsmanship. Another one, which has been a rule for a couple of years, but referees have been told to enforce it, is players and their knee pads have to be covering their knees. That is going to vary. Some weeks you'll see that enforced, some weeks you won't see it enforced. It all depends on the group of individuals officiating. Roll to the left.
Ooh,
that's
nice
a
play right
completion for a first down.
And Franklin's just going to let that one run out of bounds.
Terrell rolled to his right and made that completion. I didn't see the number on the receiver, Chris.
You and me both.
We would ask them to run to our side of the field as often as they can, just to keep the players close to us. But a pickup of 12, so it's first and 10. I take that back. Pickup of 17. First and 10. Terrell in the shotgun. A back behind him. And that's strung out, but still a pickup there by Farlow of 5 or 6 yards.
5 or 6, yep. That one, I believe, was number 21.
Yeah, Andrew Frollo. Sure, I'm mispronouncing.
Right.
Oh, normally what I do, you can tell I haven't done a game since last spring. Normally start off every game I do apologizing to anybody and everybody who may watch this, as I will mispronounce and butcher many people's names.
And I thought we were trying to move on from that.
We
apology.
are, but I know I've already messed some up. So Frollo again, right up the middle. Pick up a 2 to make it 3rd down.
Gets it right at the 45-yard line? Or
Yeah, it's
44?
they're going to mark it at, Chris. So that should be 3rd and 3 here for the Panthers. I was lucky enough to officiate Franklin's scrimmage against Ashland earlier this year. And Ashland, a very good team. Franklin looked good. Fake handoff. And, thrown just a little behind the receiver for an incompletion. Terrell was on the run with that, and it looked like it was just a little behind, maybe, I think that was Weber. The Panthers' shirts tend to bunch up near the numbers, so these single-digit ones can be tough to read.
And just as importantly, there was a Central Catholic player behind that receiver, and thankfully he couldn't do anything about that ball. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout.
Timeout.
By Coach Kiley.
Yeah. So that'll be Franklin's first timeout of the first half. Trailing.
So we thank you viewers at home for tuning into this football match on Franklin TV's Pride TV YouTube channel, as well as on cable, Comcast Channel 8 and Verizon Channel 28.
Chris, all these years you and I have worked together, I still can't remember which channels are which.
It's boy, do I have a story for that one.
You would think after listening to Chris say these, I don't know what, 12, 15 years, whatever it's been, I would have picked it up a while ago, but...
Well, I will say that Comcast's channel numbers actually changed in the last couple of years.
Oh, there's my reason.
That's part of it.
Yeah. Bianchetto now in at quarterback for the Panthers on 4th and 3. Looking things over. He hands off to Frello. And that'll be enough for a first down. Gets down to, I think, the 45. 44, yeah.
44, yep.
So more than enough for a first down. Clock is winding, just under 9 minutes left. Coach Kiley signaling in what he wants called. That's another thing that I don't think a lot of people understand is you've got to learn a whole new set, as players, a whole new set of signals. Again, handoff inside to Ferrillo. He's going to pick up 4 or 5.
Yeah, I think he fell after the 4-yard mark. So.
And then kind of bounced, it looked like, on the turf, yeah.
So what I was going to say about our cable channels is that Comcast actually had a different line, had one particular lineup up until about maybe, I want to say 2 years ago, maybe 3, when they changed their numbers to make it slightly more uniform with what Verizon's been doing all these years. It actually took me a very long time to remember Verizon's numbers.
All right, same, because they're all over the place. Bianchetto hands off to Ferrillo inside. He stopped at the line, maybe a pickup of 1, maybe 2. but it'll bring up third and about 5. See where they mark it. Yeah, at the 40, so third and 5.
Starting to get a tiny bit cooler here at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Lawrence.
That it is, Chris. I don't anticipate snow.
No. Although it wouldn't shock me if we got snow, but it's not going to. But right now it seems very unlikely.
Bianchetto in the shotgun, Ferrillo to his right. Bianchetto drops 2 steps,
Ooh.
throws the ball, was kind of behind. It looked like it was intended for Jack Fairweather. Appeared to be behind him. Also in the area was Stephen Reed, or Stephon Reed, I apologize. So it'll bring up 4th and about 6 here for the Panthers. So see what the Panthers could do on this 4th down play. Bianchetto in this shotgun. Ferrillo to his left, moves over to the right. Franklin needs to snap this ball. They get it off in time. Bianchetto fakes the handoff, then attempts to throw it, and it goes incomplete. The intended receiver, I think that
the intended receiver, unfortunately, didn't see it coming.
No,
I didn't see what team number he was, but he unfortunately did not see that ball coming.
Well, it looks like number 2. Chase Kyriakopoulos. Chris is going to take over and look at that name for me. Number 2.
Yeah, Kyriakopoulos.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you. So Franklin turns the ball over on downs. The Raiders will start 1st and 10. Fake handoff, pass complete to Alsup. Whistle there, pickup of a few, maybe 3 or 4 yards. Handful of Panthers in on that tackle. So 2nd and 8, maybe 7. Long 7, short 8.
And 5 minutes and 48 seconds left to go in the second quarter.
Oh. So Smith faked the handoff, ran to the left side, picked up enough for the first down, gets inside the Panther territory to the 49, I think.
Yeah, it's either the 49 or the 50s.
Yeah, 49.
Yep.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Raiders. Inside handoff again. And down to the 45. Looks like we have a flag and a hold against Central Catholic. So that'll bring it back 10, and it'll make it second and 15, 2nd and 16. And the clock will go back to winding, about 5 minutes left in this opening half of the 2024 season. Jay Horrigan along with cameraman Chris Flynn Smith lets that fly. And it's incomplete, but he aired out his arm that time. It'll bring up a third. I believe it's third. It should be third down. That was just second down. Although there's two on the box on the field, so handoff coming this way. Hit him. Nice job there by number 6, John Duffy, with the initial contact on the runner, who was Caden Chase. So it makes it 3rd and 8. I must have missed a penalty on first down. So 3rd and 8 for the Raiders from the Panther 47-yard line. Smith is in the shotgun, steps back a couple of steps, steps up, looks like he wants to run.
He's going to get, he will get nailed.
He gets tackled. He got hit a couple of times. It then ends up number 51 and 8 were involved in that. 51 is Adrian Rampino, and number 8 is, Julian Rampino. So that was kind of a brother team effort. So there's a timeout on the field. I think it was a Central Catholic timeout. So Central will line up in punt formation.
Their first time in this game having to deal with a 4th down.
Yeah. Drew O'Keefe, who also is the extra point kickoff kicker. Nice move there to get through the first wave of players and brought out to the 32.
31. Yeah, it'll be marked at 32. I believe so.
And that was number 6, John Duffy, with that nice return there.
To which I say, giddy up.
So we're under 4 minutes left in the first half. 14-0 Central Catholic is our score. Franklin will start this series off with Bianchetto as the QB. He takes a few steps back. He passes.
Nice pass.
He's got a completion there. That should be a first down.
If not, it's going to be very, very close to it, but I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Completion to number 1, Kyle Walsh, for the Franklin first down. Nice pass there by Bianchetto. Got it right where he needed to. So 1st and 10.
And the clock continuing to run.
Yep, Frollo is to Bianchetto's right. Fake handoff, Bianchetto keeps it, and
he's gonna get stuffed.
he gets sacked.
Sacked, that's the proper term.
Thank you. He did get stuffed too, though, Chris. Back to the 37, loss of about 5 there, 6. We'll bring up 2nd and 16. So Bianchetto in a little bit of a hole here. Ball at the Panther 37-yard line. Bianchetto back to pass. Little pressure, but he gets rid of the ball. And intended for Kyle Walsh, went over his head, unable to grab that ball. It'll bring up a 3rd and 16. Chris, did you park on the road right behind the stands over there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one thing I did like about it. Yeah, I actually do like about this place. We were here early enough where we were able to get a spot right near the gate. And that doesn't usually happen a lot of schools.
No, it doesn't.
So 3rd and 16, 17. Bianchetto in the shotgun again. Franklin's been in the shotgun all night. Bianchetto steps back 3 steps, tucks it, runs, and slides. Central's going to call a timeout.
I think that's going to be marked at the 47.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it'll bring up a 4th and 6, it looks like. Maybe a 4th and 7.
So with 2 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in the first half, refs are signaling the Panthers to come back out onto the field. Here they come.
So let's see what Franklin can do on this 4th down. 2:05 left. And we're going to get a timeout, Franklin.
So out of the timeout, Franklin now
Yep.
ready.
Bianchetto. Try to pick this up here. He steps back to throw. That's going to end up being dropped. Intended for Kirakopoulos. He got hit as soon as the ball got there, and it would not have been enough for the first down. Was probably a yard or so short of the first down. So right at the 2-minute mark left in the second quarter. Coming to you from Veterans Memorial Stadium here in Lawrence, Massachusetts. Both Lawrence High School and Central Catholic use this as their home field. Smith back to pass, takes a step up, then goes to his left.
He's got Franklin chasing him down, but he's going to throw it out of bounds.
Just throws it out of bounds. So to bring up 2nd and 10.
And we were mentioning earlier the fact that the Franklin boys soccer team was playing earlier today at home. We're going to get that score for you at the start of the second half.
Smith gets the snap. This was a design run from the beginning, and maybe a pickup of 2, and it'll make it 3rd and 8. Minute and a half or so left.
Yeah, Central Catholic just continuing to let the clock run
down
here.
They're in no hurry. They're up 14-0. Prefer not to give the ball back to the Panthers. Smith back to pass. Now he tucks it to run. Great job by the defense stringing that out. Still, Smith is able to pick up probably 3 or 4 yards, and he's able to stay in bounds.
Yeah, he had like 3 Panthers that are chasing him down, and they're just not able to bring him down earlier.
Coach Kiley calls a timeout here. That's Franklin's last timeout of the half. 53 seconds left, and it'll be a 4th and 5 here. And obviously, Coach Kiley's hoping for a stop. Franklin get the turnover on downs. And then they would be able probably around 45 seconds left, Chris, in the half if they're able to stop them here.
Yeah. I think we have every reason to believe that Central Catholic may go for it here, but...
Oh, yeah, I would think, well, that's a good question. It looks like they're lining up to go for it. I don't see the kicker out there. Oh, no, there he is. So they are going to punt it here, which is, looking at it where they are in the field, smart play by Central. And that bounces back to O'Keefe. He still gets off a nice punt, bounces around the 15, then back to the 17 where it's down by Central, and Franklin will take over 1st and 10 with 42 seconds left. And Franklin does not have any timeouts.
And I think there was also a flag on the play right
oh,
after
there was.
Right
they just signaled a false start.
Ooh.
So, so they're going to march off 5 yards, and Central will have to re-kick it. Although if it was a false start, I'm not sure why the play went off. Normally that should kill the play. But either way, they were able to get 11 seconds off the clock, so Central's fine with that. O'Keefe back to punt again. Stephon Reed back for the Panthers. And I can't see the other number.
Oh,
And
he's gonna
O'Keefe
run it
keeps
now.
it. He has enough for the first down and some. And he picks up the first down.
Wow.
Gets down to the 33-yard line for a first down. Central will keep the ball on the fake punt with 34 seconds left in the first half.
Now, that's a massive case of misdirection.
Yeah. So 1st and 10 now for Central. Smith gets rid of that ball quickly. Pickup of 2. And Central will take one of their two timeouts they have remaining. So they'll be down to 1. Just a quick report, Chris, that I just got from the voice of the Franklin Panthers, Kevin Papa. Oliver Ames up 2-0 in soccer in the second half. Kevin Papa, not only the duties on the microphone at Pizzini Field and in the gym, everywhere else, he is also one of the freshman football coaches this year for the Franklin Panthers. So, like Kevin needed another thing added to his plate. He's now the freshman coach. He helps run American Youth Football. He does the PA. And by the way, he does have a job. And that pass is complete. What a great throw. That throw was only in a spot where Alsup, number 2, Drew Alsup, caught it as he was going to the ground, sliding, caught it in the end zone for a score. Makes it 20-0. And there'll be a timeout here with 11 seconds left, right before the extra point. Actually, they may have had him down before the end zone, Chris, because they haven't put the points up on the board. And the way the referees are lined up, it looks like it may just be a regular play, but I'm not sure. We'll see when they come out. Thought they signaled touchdown, but I may have been wrong. It may have just been one of the referees killing the clock on the completion. So, yeah, they have him just short. Looks like it's a yard or less.
Yeah.
Direct snap to the running back, and he's not going to get in. They're going to have stopped him short. That was Caden Chase on the run, but the Panthers were able to plug up the hole for Chase not to get by, and time will run out in the first half. So, despite being down 2 scores and 14-0, the Panthers are able to shut down that last run at the end of the half. The Central coach is out talking to the officials, thinking that the runner got into the end zone, but the referees had him short. As you know, there is no review or anything like that in high school football. So we'll go to halftime with our score here. Central Catholic 14, the Franklin Panthers 0.
So we'll be back in about a little over 10 minutes for the start of the second half. Stay tuned. We are back for the start of the second half of this high school varsity football matchup between Franklin and the Central Catholic Raiders. If Jay can correct me on that if I'm
No,
wrong.
you're right.
Woo-hoo!
You are right, Christopher.
It only took me a half a game to remember
Right,
that.
well,
stuff.
you don't want to rush into anything.
Considering this is only the first game of the season for the Panthers at any rate.
Yeah.
And Franklin will be receiving at the top of the half, so Raiders about to kick off.
Duffy. Oh, that goes off Duffy's foot.
Ooh.
Let's see. I think it's Franklin's ball. Duffy came charging up trying to get under that ball. And then I think Chrissy all of a sudden realized he wasn't going to get there. Tried to stop himself and almost kind of slid into where the ball hit the ground. So it was open season there. But Franklin did recover. So they'll start 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. And bringing them out for the first series here in the second half is number 7, Will Terrell. So that they get back to the line of scrimmage. Frollo on the run. This is their tight package again, where they've got the 2 wings, a running back, and the quarterback. This I have been told by the legendary Mr. Franklin, Kevin Papa, that this package is called War. This is something Coach Kiley did a lot at Holliston, so not surprised at all to see it. Quarterback up under center. It's a kind of a modern day version almost of the old triple option, which I'm sure most people listening or watching to this game have no idea what I'm talking about. I do.
One of them.
Yeah. But they it gives them a lot of options. Also, just to update you, as Chris said, we would let you know the final of the boys' soccer. Unfortunately, they dropped their opening game to Oliver Ames. 2-1 was the final.
You had to beat me to it, didn't you?
I thought I had told you, but I didn't remember.
No, you did.
Okay. A little more spread out in this play. Terrell in the shotgun, but only about 5 yards back, 4.5 yards back. Fakes the handoff, rolls to his right, looking to pass, tucks it, runs,
Yeah, he's just
and
gonna
it
run that
looks
one out.
like he's going to get the first down. Yeah, he gets up to the 41, so he picks it up on his own. 1st and 10, Panthers. Christopher, the cheerleaders have their jackets on.
Yep,
So again, I'm
know it's cold.
underprepared for the opening game. Back in that war package.
On a day like this, it's a 50-50 call.
Yeah. Terrell keeps it, cuts up right over the guard, gets out to midfield. Pickup of 9 on that play. They move it back a yard to the 49. So 2nd and 2 for the Panthers. And again, Coach Kiley signaling in the plays. Again, they'll go to that war formation. And a pitch. There'll be a first down. That was Cole Sidwell who got the pitch, number 9. He picks up about 8 yards, more than enough for the first down. Panthers move the ball again, move the chains. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Central 42. 8.5 left. So this tight formation war package is working, doing what it's designed to do, picking up chunks of yards. Terrell keeps it again. That'll be a first down, pickup of 11. So Terrell faked it to the running back. Now we're going to have a timeout, Central Catholic, because Franklin does have him a little confused, but a great job there. Terrell, another time, faking that handoff and then just turning around at 180 degrees and kind of going right through that gap between the guard and the center. And by the time he turns, there's no one there. And it gives him the ability to pick up those yards. And that's what this formation does. This is what it did for Coach Kiley at Holliston. When he needed some yards, he went to this. And all it can do right now, Chris, is help the Panthers. It will give their offense, it'd be great if they could put it in the end zone, but just moving the ball, it'll give them some confidence. Terrell comes back out. So the wing on the far side is Frollo. Sidwell on the near side. Sidwell goes in motion. He gets a pitch. He cuts it right up the middle. Sidwell breaks a couple of tackles and then gets enough for a first down. Another pickup of 11. Nice run by Cole Sidwell.
A nice move there through the Central Catholic defense there. Big time. Woo.
Clearly not the biggest player on the field, but makes a huge impact. He's a great athlete. Love watching Cole play. So Terrell will go under center. He's got his kind of fullback there, Alex Weber. And a pitch there to Frollo. He picks up probably 3 or 4 yards. I want to see if they use Weber. When I was involved in their scrimmage at Ashland, as I said to Coach Kiley, Weber was like Mr. Everything that day. He was everywhere, both offensive, defensively. So that ball's at the 15, 2nd and 5. Panthers moving. So Terrell says something to Weber. Weber takes a step to his right. Sidwell in motion. Terrell holds the ball, I believe. Yeah, he kept it.
Mm-hmm.
Picked up 3 yards there, so it'll be 3rd and 2. See who they give the ball to here. You got to assume they're going to stay in that same formation. They've had so much success with it on this drive. It's worked for them. So 3rd and 2. Terrell under center, Weber right behind him. Sidwell in motion. I think Terrell kept that. That's going to be close. I think it's going to be short, and it'll bring up a 4th and 1.5. I guess it was, according to the PA, that was handed off to Sid. So Colt Sidwell on the carry there picks up a couple. they're going to go for it, obviously being down 14-0, only 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Even if they don't convert here on 4th and 1, they pin Central Catholic way back. So great job flipping the field. If they don't get this, keeper there, get the first down.
That's it.
Terrell picks up 4 or 5. So it'll be first and goal, I think, from the 5. So Terrell picked up 6 yards there on that one. So Franklin will have 4 shots here to put it in. And that goes right up the middle, and I think that's a touchdown. I think that's Terrell.
That's number 7.
Yeah, Terrell with the keeper. And that there, folks, was a great set of downs for the Panthers. And that's what I was saying in the first half, that bunch formation, or as Coach Papa told us, it's called war. That's exactly what it's supposed to do. Move the ball on the ground, chunk yards, and it put Franklin right back in this game. Kick is up, and that's good. So, with 4:09 left in the third quarter, it's Central Catholic 14 and Franklin 7. So great job by the Panthers.
And while it took some time for them to do this, this game has suddenly gotten very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Halfway through this game, Franklin is finally able to put themselves on the board. And give themselves a little more of a level playing field here.
So Franklin will kick off to Central Catholic. I've been to a few Central Catholic games before. Saw them play in some basketball quarterfinals and state semifinals. And my 2 nieces went to school at Central Catholic. One of them was a performer in their drama department. She was tremendous. But they both did very well. They loved the school. Nice return here.
Very good return.
Out to the, thought I saw a flag, but guess not. So Central will take over 1st and 10 from the 36, their own 36. Now let's see if Franklin can do the same thing on defense that they did on offense. Handoff inside. That ball goes to Andrew Gregory. I take that back.
Do you need me to look at that list again for you?
No. I take that back. That was Jefferson Morales. I may at some point. Morales picks up 4, 2nd and 6 for the Raiders. Smith in the shotgun. Morales to his right. Inside pass, little jump pass to Drew Alsup, and that's stopped by the Panthers. Pickup of, say, 2. It'll be 3rd and 5. So again, our plug of the night goes to Patrick's Restaurant in North Andover. Get yourself a Harrison's roast beef sandwich there. They're tremendous. Although the people that were driving behind me while I was trying to eat the supersized one may not think they were tremendous. And I may have some mayonnaise on my shirt. 3rd and 4.
All the stuff that the viewers at home don't care about.
Smith back to pass. He
Ooh,
tucks
nice
it,
move
runs.
right there.
Nice tackle, but that's Smith's going to get enough there for the first down. I think he had every intention to pass it, but he just maybe saw a seam there in the defense where he was able to pick up the first down. Smart player. And he's quarterback's only a sophomore. Inside handoff. I think that's Morales. No, it's Chase. Caden Chase picks up 5. 2nd and 5. Under a minute and a half left in this third quarter that has flown by. Inside handoff. Nice stop.
Yeah, Franklin's going to meet them right at the line of scrimmage there.
Julian Rampino makes the stop before the first down. It will bring up 3rd and 2. So the ball at Franklin's 42, 3rd and 2 for Central.
He's going to run it, and he
keeps
does.
it. Smith keeps it. Caden Smith gets down to the 31-yard line, more than enough for the first down. And this will probably run out the third quarter, Chris.
Yep, easily.
So as the third quarter comes to an end here at Lawrence Veterans Memorial Stadium, our score is Central Catholic 14, Franklin 7, in as quick a quarter as you're going to get because both teams just ran the ball. Clock kept going for most of that 12 minutes.
Yeah, thankfully there weren't a lot of penalties or anything like that going on throughout most of this game, I should say.
You know, we see some players, some of the Franklin players, kind of stretching out their calves. I would think cramps would not be an issue tonight. The weather's been so nice and it's cool, but...
It's cool, but not cold.
Yeah, so you never know. 1st and 10 for Central on the Franklin 31. Handoff. There goes to Amari Mills, and he's brought down for a loss in the backfield. It'll make it 2nd and 14. So actually 2nd and 15. It's at the 36. Smith fakes a handoff, steps back to pass, has a screen, and it's complete. And it's going to be right near the first down marker. It was complete to Caden Chase. And yes, it will be a first down for Central. First and 10 from the 20. Have a whistle. Looked like they may have been counting players. There may have been 12 men on the field for Central Catholic. So that'll move them back 5. It'll be first and 15. Handoff to Morales. Morales takes it over the the right side of the line and picks up probably 4 or 5 there. Makes it 2nd and 10. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage. So they can get a first down without a touchdown, since first down was at the 11.
So Franklin really needs to hold him back here.
Franklin would love to get a takeaway. Oh, nice little pass out wide. Smith kind of had the option there, depending on what he read, of running it or passing it. And he did complete it, and it was enough for a first down, make it 1st and goal. So I am quickly learning to not trust what yard line the scoreboard says it's on, because it just said it was 2nd and 10 from the 11. Sprint to the outside.
I'm not able to get them right there.
Oh, and that's going to be a touchdown. Nice run. Tiptoeing along the sidelines.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, Sidwell had a shot at him and dove and almost had him. But Caden Chase was able to continue running, and he got into the end zone. 20-7 our score now. 8:39 left in the game. O'Keefe to attempt the extra point, and that's up and good. So 21-7 is our score from Veterans Memorial Stadium. Jay Horrigan and Chris Flynn bringing you this game. The inaugural, big word, game for the Panther football team this year. And the first one as Franklin head coach for Coach Todd Kiley.
Did you come up with that big word yourself, Jay?
I did. I've been thinking about it for about a week, and I just wanted to see if there was a way I could use it. So Keefe will kick off for the Raiders. Oh,
He thought about just letting that bounce.
He was going to let it bounce into the end zone, but that bounce that it took kind of spun backwards, Chris, and he all of a sudden realized he was not going to make it to the end zone.
Yeah.
And he had to pick it up, and that's a tough play. That ball's backed inside the Franklin 10. Looks like the 7-yard line the official's marking it at, where it'll be 1st and 10.
First and 10.
So Terrell is back out there as they go to that bunch formation. War package. And they pick up there about 5 or 6 yards. Maybe even a little more, maybe 7. And they get right back on the line. Sidwell gets hit a couple of times, but spins forward. Picks up maybe 2, and it'll be 3rd down. Whistle there. An official's timeout here. Not sure what for. Oh, maybe an injury on the far side. Looks like number 66, Rocco Roger, is helped off a little bit off the field.
Try saying that name 10
No,
times.
no. I almost screwed it up one time slow. So 3rd and less than 1 for the Panthers. Terrell looks like he kept it, went right up the middle. Has the first down, has enough for the first down. So less than 7.5 left. And that play was held for no gain. And now it looks like they're changing up the offense a little bit, and Bianchetto's now in there. They're doing a regular pro set here. 3 receivers to the far side of the field, 1 to this side. Bianchetto releases. And, you know, that was a good job by the Franklin defender, or the Franklin receiver, who had to act as a defender all of a sudden.
Yes.
As I don't know if Bianchetto didn't see him, or the Central Catholic defender was able to just sneak in under and get in front of the Franklin receiver. So to make it 3rd and 12. Bianchetto releases that, kind of.
Yeah, that was not
Yeah.
really good. That was unfortunately not going to be a good one.
Ball's fumbled, and it's picked up by Franklin.
Wow. Keep it going.
And he's got a blocker.
He's
And he
pushed out of
brings
bounds
it
right
all
bu-
the way down to the 22. And that,
Wow. That was an incredible turn of events, Jay.
it was. We'll get you the name of that player. That was Hayden Riley, who scooped that fumble and then rumbled. We kind of felt it we kind of felt it up here in the stands. He was moving and brings the ball down to the 22. Franklin will go back into that war package with Terrell under center. Pitches it to Sidwell. Sidwell makes a couple of moves, breaks free. He's in. Touchdown, Panthers. Touchdown, Coles. Sidwell. So that'll cut the lead to 21-13. Franklin will line up to kick the extra point. Ball's down and good. Sorry, Chris.
No, I was just going to say just under 6 minutes left to go in the game here.
21-14. Now you wonder what Franklin does. You know, that was that worked out. Someone somewhere was living a good life because that ball was up for grabs. Central intercepted it.
Yes.
And then they kept extending the play, and they ended up fumbling the ball.
It blows my mind how we wound up getting two fumbles within seconds of each other.
And Riley ends up returning it inside the 25, and then you have Sidwell take it to the end zone for a touchdown. So Franklin right back in this game. It'll be interesting to see what they do on the kick. I think it's a little early to think about an onside kick, but maybe not the way Central has been able to move the ball.
Yeah.
Owen Essam out there to kick off. And they do the onside kick. They get a good bounce. And it looked from here, Chris, that Central recovered it.
Mm-hmm.
Central.
The refs are saying the same.
But that did take a good bounce. It bounced over. It's kind of what you want an onside kick to do, kind of bounce over that front line. And Franklin had a shot at it. It's not a 50-50 play. It's probably successful less than 10% of the time, but that was one of the opportunities there to have it work. Franklin just couldn't get to the ball quick enough. So 1st and 10 for the Raiders with the 7-point lead here in the fourth quarter. They keep it on the ground. Morales picks up 5. It'll bring up 2nd and 5. 5.5 minutes left, and a Franklin player looks like he's cramping.
Yeah, he was definitely.
He went down.
Yes,
yeah.
He was
now he's
on
back
one
up
for a good while.
That's Kevin Lawler, who was kind of limping. You can see him limping now, almost like that calf is tightening up on him. Smith keeps it, cuts back, gets through. That'll be enough for the first down. Gets to midfield. And now Lawler's down, and he won't be. He's going to try to get up, and then he goes back down.
Yeah.
That cramp just got to be too much. Franklin's old legendary trainer Jen, out on the field.
TJ.
To do her first stretching of a player that I'm sure will occur hundreds of times throughout the school year. TJ has right by her office 2 signs that reminds the athletes in all sports to continue to hydrate. Yet she still spends half her time stretching people's calves out. Again, it's a cool night, especially for early September, Chris. We've had seasons where it hasn't been this cool end of October, beginning of November. So the Central Catholic coach is trying, there we go. They were trying to get the clock running. Once the player left the field, they eventually do. This won't be snapped till we get under 4.5 minutes at least. Handoff inside. Jordan Marion is the back carrying it and just drags players with them to pick up 12 or 13 yards, more than enough for first down.
Yeah, Central Catholic has just had such a knack for just doing those powerhouse plays right up the middle.
They, just looking from here, they're the bigger team of the two. So there was a whistle there. So 1st and 10 from the Franklin 37 for Central. Just under 4 minutes left. Smith takes the snap, hands it off. And a pickup there of 6 or 7 yards. That was Caden Chase. Coach Kiley will take a timeout here. His first of the half at 3:46 remaining in the game. So the ball will bring up a 2nd and 4, the ball at the 30. So Coach Kiley sends his Panthers back out onto the field. I'm sure he was reminding them of the game situation. They need to stop them. They need to fill those gaps. So it'll be 2nd and 4 for the Raiders. Smith takes it, keeps it, stutter step, and then runs. I think he'll have enough, more than enough for the first down. Looks like he got inside the 25 down to the 23. So he gets a first down, 3.5 minutes left. Defensive signals being sent in.
Three minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the game.
So Smith, every snap, and rightfully so. Nice stop right there at the line. Nice tackle on Mills. And Coach Kiley calls a timeout with 2:51 remaining. But what I was saying about the Central Catholic quarterback is he's waiting for the back judge to put his hand up, which means there's 10 seconds left on the 40-second play clock. So he's trying to use, when that clock is running, he's trying to use every second of that to try to wind this clock down. So it'll be a 2nd and 10 for the Panthers. Coach Kiley having a discussion with the referees. Not sure about what. It may be that he called timeout and a few seconds, 3 or 4 seconds did run off the clock from the time he ran up to the side judge, but so 2nd and 10 for the Raiders. Smith passes it.
Oh.
It's in. They're going to call that incomplete. That looked like it could have been, was close to being a backward pass from where we are, but what it does is Franklin doesn't have to use the timeout and it stops the clock.
Yippee!
So huge down here for the Panthers defensively. Two receivers to our side, one to the far side. A running back in the backfield with Smith. Smith will take the snap. He'll keep it. He'll go right up the middle. And he's
going to be stopped right there.
Yeah, he will be stopped. And Coach Kiley does take his last time out with 2:33 left. So the Panthers will be out of timeouts. So I think Coach again asked about maybe a second or two. I didn't see it happen that time, run off the clock, but he did say something. Chances are you're, as a coach, not going to win that one. Good job by the Franklin Panther cheerleading squad being here tonight. Decent crowd for an hour and a quarter ride up here.
Yeah, this actually, it started off fairly small, but
Yeah.
it certainly grew in size as the game went on.
Yeah,
so,
there was some traffic coming up, but not as bad as I've seen it before. So Central's going to try a field goal here. Drew O'Keefe to kick it. What a boot, but I think it's no good.
Oh, good, wow.
I think it's wide left. So Franklin will take over on downs with an opportunity to go down the field, score and either tie this game up or take the lead. Remember, they have no timeouts left, so whatever they do, they've got to do quickly.
Yeah, they just have to do everything very quickly at this point.
we'll see who's in at quarterback. If it's Terrell and they stay with that formation that's worked for them very well this half, the war formation. But it is Bianchetto, who when he's been in, they've primarily passed. But with only 2.5 minutes left, it eliminates a lot of the Panther playbook. Bianchetto back to pass. He completes that. What you want here is a first down picked up, because a first down is supposed to stop the clock, although the clock has kept running. So we'll hit the 2-minute mark here. Franklin has 2nd and 1. One of the officials on our near side waved to kill the clock, but it ended up being short. That pass just out of the extension of Kyle Walsh, number 1, and goes off the knee of a defender from Central Catholic. So that'll bring up 3rd and 1 for Bianchetto. Two receivers to the far side, two this side. One in the backfield with Bianchetto. Takes 3-4 steps back, looks to throw it, and that was a great catch.
Yeah.
Should have also been a flag. It should have been interference, as the defender was there well before the ball. But no matter what, they get the first down. Clock stopped for a second to move the chains. 1.5 minutes left as Franklin is at their 40. Bianchetto back to pass. Oh, nice reach and grab. That will kill the clock momentarily. That's a great catch there by Nathaniel Uretha. So I'm not sure why things are stopped here. The chains haven't moved. They're trying to get the chains to move.
Yeah, they were trying to get things figured out there.
It looks like one of the guys may not be focused as much as he should. There he goes. So 1st and 10, just over midfield, 1:20 left in the game. Bianchetto takes 4 steps backwards, rolls to his right, gets rid of the ball. He's also hit just as he gets rid of it, and that pass, intended for Kyle Walsh comes up short. So to bring up 2nd and 10, 1:09 left, but the clock has stopped. I must say, Chris, impressive showing, especially the second half. The Panthers have played very well.
They have been, yeah.
Bianchetto lets that ball go.
Woo!
Again to Kyle Walsh. Walsh gets down to the 30. The clock stops. 1:02 left. It'll stop just for the chains to reset, and there it goes. 1 minute left.
And do we know how many timeouts Central Catholic has?
They have 2. Bianchetto, 4 steps back, swings it outside, and that goes out of bounds. Andrew Frollo. 41 seconds left. It'll be 2nd and 3. But at this point, that's kind of moot. Franklin just needs to get in the end zone. Bianchetto comes back into the field to play after getting a play from Coach Kiley. To his left is Frollo. That snap. Bianchetto lets it go. Incomplete. He gets knocked to the ground on that play. But that'll make it 3rd and 3.
35 seconds left to go here.
Again, the clock stops on the incompletion. One of the assistant coaches is talking to Frollo. Bianchetti gets the play from Coach Kiley. I do like the Franklin coaching staff's outfits. The gray pants and the blackish shirts. Bianchetto takes it, takes 4 steps back. Let's go with the ball. Tackled inbounds, but enough for the first down by Walsh. But once they get the set, the clock will run 28-27. Bianchetto spikes it, and that'll stop it.
So a smart move there, even though it does cost him a down, but hey.
Interesting rule, though. If he spikes it and it goes off the center's leg before it hits the ground, it's a fumble.
Really?
It's a live ball, yeah.
That is trippy.
Yeah. So Franklin has it 1st and 10 at the Central 13, trailing by 7 with 21 seconds left. Not a bad start to the year.
No. Particularly if something happens in this next 20 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm doing my best not to jinx anything
Either
here.
way, though, great showing by the Panthers.
Yes.
Bianchetto with Ferrillo to his right, fakes a handoff, lets go of the ball, throws it in traffic, and it's knocked down incomplete. That could have been picked off, and fortunately wasn't. I think that was intended for Kirakopoulos. Can't tell. He has his shirt rolled up. No, that was Walsh, number 1. Or no, was Kirakopoulos, number 2.
You can hear the racket in the crowd here.
Bianchetto, let's go with the ball into the end zone.
And that one's going
Incomplete.
to go far.
So that'll make it 4th down, 11 seconds left. So this is potentially Franklin's last shot. They can get a first down, but they're going to try to put it in the end zone here because the first down, with only 11 seconds left, they may not be able to stop that clock in time to set up another play.
I don't think so either.
Bianchetto talking to his receiver. That was number 13, Stephon Reed. Bianchetto back, looks for Reed.
That one's
and
nearly
that was,
picked off. Wow.
Yeah, that was a little too far out in front of Reed for him to get, and falls incomplete. So Central Catholic will take over on downs. All they need to do is take a knee and the game will be over. 7 seconds left. But, Chris, an impressive drive. by Franklin to get down that far.
In that short a time, too.
Yeah, and granted, they came up short, but they showed a lot of character by staying in the game with an opportunity to win it with a minute left. So despite the loss, it will be a good, I think, a good 2024 debut for the Panthers and Coach Todd Kiley.
Yeah, this was a very hearty game on both sides.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, after you travel an hour and a half after a full day at school, coming up against a team you never play, unless you were to play them in the state playoffs, and they're always one of the top teams in the state. So they take a knee and the clock will wind down. So our final score from Veterans Memorial Stadium here in Lawrence is 21-14. A tough loss for the Panthers, but a very good showing. I think, Chris, they should be very happy with themselves.
I think so too, and the same goes for Coach Kiley. Absolutely.
Yeah. They did some things well. They did some things not so well that they will need to work on going forward, obviously.
But ultimately, I mean, this game could have turned out to be a lot worse than it actually was. Considering this is a non-league team.
Yeah, and
it looked off your season with.
It looked that way early in the game.
Yes,
you know, Central got off to a quick start, but a great job by the Panthers. But that'll wrap it up for us here in Lawrence. Again, our final score is 21-14 for cameraman Chris Flynn, who is actually Mr. Everything, and me, who just sits here and watches the game and talks about it. I'm Jay Horrigan, and for Chris Flynn and everybody at Franklin TV, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on Panther Sports.